What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And in this video, we're going to go to an interview from the White House in exactly what the White House and the Republicans are saying about the second stimulus check. And also, we're going to have a big unemployment extension update for you guys. A lot of things going on with that, and we're going to go over all that stuff in just a quick couple minutes. But first, if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button down below. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check updates. My wife and I do hours of research for you guys every single day so we can bring you all the up-to-date stimulus check, unemployment, and related news in a quick, concise video. We have videos going live every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and occasionally at 8 p.m. for our late show. We're going to have an 8 p.m. Eastern Time show tonight, so make sure to tune in. And don't forget to smash the like button for us down below. All right, I want to take you live to the White House to an important part of an interview from White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, who is also one of the two negotiators for the Republican Party on the next stimulus check, the next stimulus package, and the unemployment extension for Americans. So this gives you a look directly into what the White House and one of the two Republican negotiators is thinking and saying right now about the stimulus checks. Okay, here we go.
Unemployment is above 10% and rising. 29 million Americans report hunger in the past week, and a third of Americans do not have the money to pay their rent or housing bill. That's a pretty dire situation. Where is the eviction relief? Where is the enhanced unemployment? What can you tell Americans about both of those issues this morning?
Well, I'm glad you asked about both of those because this president is the only one in Washington, D.C. to have acted on those issues. As you know, I was on Capitol Hill over the weekend, but we've been on Capitol Hill for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Our Democrats on Capitol Hill failed to come together on anything that would address unemployment, enhanced unemployment, eviction protection. So what did this president do? He took unprecedented executive action to do exactly that, to make sure that unemployment benefits continue, to make sure that they didn't get evicted. But I'm calling on Congress to come together. This president is willing to sign it. Hopefully we'll get something done. But we know that we have had unbelievable economic pressure because of this China virus. And this president is acting to try to return it to what we experienced for the 3 years prior.
So, Mr. Meadows, where is the agreement right now? Tell me what the bill would look like that the president would sign that would help American workers and American families right now.
Well, I think what we can agree on right now, what Democrats, Republicans in Congress, and the president could agree on right now, is enhanced unemployment benefits. We could get there. We could also get there on school aid, on the hundreds of billions of dollars going to schools K through 12. We could get there on additional assistance for small businesses, what they call the PPP program. We could actually get there on that. And we could actually get there on plussing up food stamps for some of those that have been hit hard by this, along with eviction protection. Those 4 or 5 items we agree upon.
All right, we'll see if you come back to the table there with Democrats.
Okay, so there you go. You heard it directly from White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. He's also one of the two Republican negotiators for the stimulus package. And you heard them. They want to pass more stimulus. They want an unemployment extension. There's already an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats on a $1,200 check. And he said the president is waiting to sign this. So we just need to get past these two things holding us up, which is the money for states and cities and the money for the post office. And, you know, the Republicans and the Democrats are just butting heads on those two issues. But we have had 5 or 6 different stimulus packages passed through this pandemic. The first one, the CARES Act, was the really big one that included a check for Americans. And then we've had unemployment passed. We've had the unemployment extension passed through the presidential executive order. We've had money for small businesses. So we've had multiple different things passed. I think they're on number 5 or number 6. It depends on how you count it. So they do come to agreements on this stuff. It's just the second stimulus check we've been waiting an extra long time for. If you had a small business, you would have gotten money. If you're on unemployment, you would have gotten money. It's just that the stimulus check itself is the one thing that has taken longer than a lot of Americans would like. And with this newly mounting pressure against Nancy Pelosi, because she's coming under a lot of fire based on what she said, that she didn't want to pass a check and unemployment by itself because she loses her negotiating leverage for the other stuff in the package. It seems like they're going to be a lot easier on that to negotiate and compromise because of how much criticism she and her whole Democratic Party is taking because of those words that she publicly said. I think it's a certainty that we're going to get a stimulus check and more unemployment before the election. I think that if the Democrats won't agree to a stimulus package, or the Republicans, I mean, the Republicans are just saying they want it. That's all they say. That's what they're saying right now. They want it. So I think that if the Democrats won't come to a deal with them, I think the president is going to try to pull something out of his bag of tricks and pass a stimulus check. And before the naysayers say he can't do that, he did it with the unemployment, billions and billions of dollars with that presidential executive order. He can do it again with a presidential executive order for the stimulus check. All he needs to do is a creative way of finding the money to take it out of another fund like the U.S. General Fund, just like he did for the money for unemployment. He technically can't pass money from an executive order. They just use a creative way to take the money from another fund, the Disaster Relief Fund or the U.S. General Fund, which is already earmarked for this type of stuff. So yes, he can't print money with a executive order, but they find creative ways. Remember, they got, dozens and dozens of lawmakers in the White House and attorneys and people that specialize in this stuff. So they find creative ways to do this. They're probably talking about it already right now behind closed doors. When they passed the unemployment extension, they already knew the plan. So they had already talked about it for a week or so, or however long, dozens of people talking about it behind closed doors saying, can we do this? Okay, we can. How do we do it? Where does the money come from? That's probably what they're doing right now for the stimulus check, because the president knows he needs to pass that before the election to get more votes. He wants to secure as many votes as he can. Any president would. Why wouldn't you? Okay, so he knows that is going to secure him more votes because people are going to be thankful that he can get them a check. So he knows that if they can't come to an agreement, he's got to go into his bag of tricks and see how they can pass it, where they can take the money from. Is it the U.S. General Fund? Is it the Disaster Relief Fund? What other funds are available for them to pull out of their bag of tricks and do it? So they're probably talking about that right now behind closed doors. And if they don't come to an agreement, the president will probably step in and do that right before the election. But it has to be right before the election. It has to be at least like a month or so before the election because it needs time to go out. So we're only about 60 days from the election. It's like, just under 70 days right now before the election. So it's not that far off for the president to maybe possibly have to do that if they can't come to an agreement. All right, I want to give you guys an update on what's going on with the unemployment boost money that the president passed through that executive order that all the naysayers wouldn't happen. So let me give you guys an update. I've been having a lot of comments from you guys. What's going on with this? Who's getting paid? How much are they getting? So if you can, make your screen big here, try to see this. I'm going to go over some of the most commonly populated states. The ones that are getting $400 per week right now for unemployment are Kentucky, Montana, and West Virginia. All of the other states are going to be giving $300 per week, except for South Dakota, which declined the money from the federal government and is going to be giving their unemployed people $0 per week. They declined the money and said, we don't want to give our unemployed people any extra money. They're just on their own. New York almost did that. Governor Cuomo, however you want to say his name. I know that's an inside joke. you know, I get the 100 comments every time I say his name, so feel free to comment down below. He originally was going to decline the money because he was calling it Trump's money, and he didn't want to use that for his state. And then somebody, maybe they're watching this show. We had 400,000 people watch this show yesterday, by the way. Thank you guys so much. It's an amazing feeling. But apparently somebody figured it out that they really need to give help to their people. So New York is now payment pending for the $300 per week. So there's a lot of states here that are payment pending. Arizona is the only one that has paid it so far. All these other payment pending states are going to be getting their checks soon. How soon? I can't really answer that because it's a little bit different for each and every state. Could be this week. It should probably be no later than next week for most states. It just depends on how fast they do their paperwork and everything what they need to do for these applications, okay? You know, a lot of big states in here. California, $300 payment pending. Florida, not paid. I feel bad for Floridians because, man, they got delayed on their unemployment, the $600 per week, the first time for like months, a lot of you guys were telling me. And God, it looks like it's going to be more delays. So I feel bad for people from Florida. A lot of these states, but Florida especially got hit hard because, man, they've just been delayed. Whoever's running that state needs to get with the picture here. A lot of payment pendings here. Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana. If you can look at this chart here, New York payment pending, Ohio, that's where I'm from, pre-application. A lot of these are applied, payment pending, Texas payment pending, Tennessee, Utah, Vermont. A lot of these are payment pending. A lot of these are applied. Those are probably a week to two away. The not paid ones are the ones that are in the slowest current state right now of when they're going to get paid. So this is the latest update. You can actually see the dates that this was updated here for these states. I hope this money gets to you guys quickly. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on current and new stimulus check update videos. I have a video coming out later at 8 p.m. tonight to get a lot of more of this information in. There's just, on days that there's a good amount of information, or I'm not going to the zoo with my wife and son, then I will be giving you guys 3 updates if there's a lot of information out for that specific day. I don't want my videos to be 20 minutes long or something like that. I try to keep them around the 8 to 12 minute mark or something like that. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Click the bell icon if you want to get notifications when we go live. That's 10 a.m. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and occasionally at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, guys, and make sure to smash the like button for me. You can click on these videos to watch my newest stimulus check videos next, and this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have students that have completely replaced their entire 9-to-5 income, and I teach them how to do that. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.